that risk is easy for me to take. I'm going home.
Every meaningful transformation starts with a risk. The risk to leave what's comfortable, bet on ourselves, and believe your life can be bigger. I'm Teri Ijeoma, financial educator, trading expert, and author. Welcome to the Risk Worth Taking podcast. Each week, I talk with inspiring guests about the pivotal risks that changed their lives, the moments they faced fear, uncertainty, or doubt and chose courage anyway. My hope is to help you think bigger, move smarter, and take the risk that could change your life too.
Today, we are sitting down with record executive Amber Grimes, an industry powerhouse. Amber's illustrious career includes being Capitol Records' youngest SVP in history and the former head of Urban Indie at Spotify. Responsible for the success of artists such as Summer Walker and Black, Grimes is currently the EVP and GM of Love Renaissance Records and a partner at LVRN Management, overseeing the company's daily operations, marketing, and revenue strategy. She is also a host, an influencer, a speaker, and a style icon. One of the most respected voices in the music industry today, Amber Grimes exemplifies the risk worth taking.
Welcome to the Risk Worth Taking. This is Teri Ijeoma, and today I have one of the best people that you'll ever want to speak with. This is Amber Grimes, and she's a music executive that you need to know. Amber, I'm gonna let you say your title because I don't want to mess it up, but will you tell us a little about yourself?
My title's like saying the alphabet. So I'm the EVP and GM of LVRN Records. I got it down now. But also a podcast host and the founder of Amber's Book Club.
So there are so many things that I am so excited to talk to you about. First of all, of course, because you like books and you have a book club. I'm happy that you're here with The Risk Worth Taking. It's a story. It's a novel. But the thing is, in the story, there's a girl named Erin, and she's in a toxic work environment, and then she decides to bet on herself and start traveling. And while she's traveling, she's learning something that she's passionate about, which is investing. So I'd love to hear from you. What is your story? When have you betted on yourself?
Wow, I hear a movie deal coming along, so I'll put that in the air
I'll
for
take
you.
it. I'll claim in the name of Jesus.
But no, I mean, speaking about moving, for me, it was a big deal for me to move my life from Atlanta to Los Angeles. That was not an easy decision for me. I felt very, stay down, A-Town, ATL till I die. If I leave, I'll be I would have traded.
You'd be a sellout.
Yeah, and that kept me there for 28 years until I truly felt that my only option, if I wanted to seek success holistically in life, not just about career, in relationships, everything, I needed to get up and move.
Now talk about that, because I honestly feel like moving and traveling is the risk worth taking, and that's been a big part of my story too. Like, I vacillated so long on whether to move. Well, first I moved from Dallas to Puerto Rico. Was there for 5 years, and I was trying to decide if I'd come back. And I knew that family was in Dallas, but Puerto Rico was better for my career. Mm-hmm. Like, financially, it was better in Puerto Rico. So, like, what was that decision-making like for you?
I think the decision-making process was about what's most important to me. And hopefully, and I was happy that those things actually aligned, right? What was important to my career and what was important to my personal relationships, they were parallel. You have a different situation because you're like, this is good for personal, but this is good for work. So where do you go? Mm-hmm. But I was dealing with a situation where all roads were leading away from home, and I think mostly it has nothing to do with Atlanta. Atlanta's an incredible place; it always will be. It was just about being comfortable. I needed to get out of the place where I was too comfortable. You know everybody, you've been everywhere, everybody knows you, you're going to the same places, talking to the same people. There's no growth in that. And so when I am someone who feels stagnant, I feel that, and it can take over and cause an anxiety that I know what it is. And I'm like, man, and sometimes that I have to move is just like, oh, I'll get a new job, I'll get a new apartment. But it was, no, babe, this is bigger. You've done all of those things. It's time to do the big one. And
did you already have something in LA when you wanted to move, or was this like a leap of faith?
So the first time I moved to LA.
Oh, tell me. I want to know.
Which is the first thing you need to know about Amber Grimes. Amber Grimes ain't going nowhere without no job.
Okay.
So
you come prepared.
I take risks. I don't do leap of faith. Okay.
That's good. Yeah.
Because bills have to be paid. So I generally always set myself up So when I quit one of my jobs early on and said, you know what, I'm taking my talents to LA, and I came out here, did a bunch of meetings. I spent a bunch of money probably that I didn't have to fly out here for like 3 days and just take meetings because I'm like, I'm gonna find a job out there and then I'll make the big move. First person I met with, the first meeting I had at a Starbucks, her name's Rahia. I'll always appreciate her for what she did for me, but she gave me her job. She was like,
what? Who gives you a job?
Rahia. I went to sorry, and I'm skipping a big part of this. When we're trying to make a big life shift, you need to tell people. I think sometimes people try to keep it secret, or they say, let me get it all together first, and then I'll tell everybody that I want. No. You need to tell somebody.
Yes.
So you can set yourself up so they can help you. There should be no shame in that. And so I was telling people, I was like, hey, Rahia, will you grab coffee with me, girl? I really only knew her from the phone because we worked together. She was at an agency at the time, and my boss at the time was at Def Jam. And I met with her, and she's like, you know what? You can actually have my job. I'm quitting. I'm moving on. I need to replace myself, and you kind of know this team already. Gave me her job.
Wow.
So I flew back home, and I'm like, great, I'm going to work for Phil Casey at an agency. I've never worked at an agency before, but just I'm like, whatever gets me out of town, I'm going to go do it. So I packed up all my stuff, sold my favorite couch, told my boyfriend.
Not the favorite couch.
yeah, I've been having emotions with my couches.
What color was it? Because my couches lately have been all white, and they so pretty.
This one was tan. It was like a cream that my mom gave it to me. It was a big deal. It was expensive. It was from Roche-Beaubois, and I thought it was popping at the time. And so I gave her away.
So it was not from IKEA.
And got some coin. No. It was a good one. I love IKEA. But yeah, so I, told my boyfriend at the time, hey, don't care about your input. I'm moving, and packed up all my stuff, and I left. And I was literally sleeping on a friend's air mattress until I'm like, hey, I'll get there and I'll figure it out. And I started doing this job, and I hated it. I hated it. I didn't want to work at an agency.
Wow. Wait. So let's talk about that.
Okay.
When you take a risk and it doesn't go the way you planned it. So what was that time frame like for you?
About 2 to 3 weeks.
Really? So you were like quick.
Another thing you'll learn about Amber Grimes, I don't do unhappy.
I love that.
I don't do unhappy. And I know when I'm unhappy. And that risk is easy for me to take. I'm going home. So that.
Yeah. Did you have somewhere to go back to? Because you already sold the couch.
I had to call and talk to some more people. I said, hey, y'all.
I need a new couch.
No shame. I'm coming home. I'm coming home. And literally at the time, my best friend was working with an artist named K Camp, who we all grew up together. And, everybody was sad to see me go, and I was a part of that team before. And I'm like, when I came home, they were like, it's okay, you can come work with us. And I'm like, thank you. And also, that ends up being one of the best things that ever happened to me. So, about 3 weeks, hopefully, I hope I made it a month. I don't think so, though. And I just felt like I was not aligned with that job, with the people there, with that lifestyle. I didn't want to be an agent.
Yeah.
So, I also feel when I'm not in alignment, and sometimes just taking a risk just to take a risk, it wasn't calculated enough. I was just trying to get out of town. And I went right back to town.
So there are so many nuggets that you just shared there. And I feel like sometimes when we go through a story, we don't realize like the big things. So first of all, being able to just make a leap that felt aligned with you, and just deciding, okay, I'm going to sell everything that I have. I have this comfort to go sleep on the couch. Some people, they won't take the risk because they don't want to leave the comfort to go to the couch. And I mean, we said sell a couch to be on a different couch, but still. But that's a big leap, but you did it. And then it's okay. I feel like sometimes we should normalize, you do the leap, what's the worst that could happen? You don't like it. And that's okay.
The worst that can happen is that you got to go home. And I do believe you can always go home. I believe that right now. If something wasn't working out here, I would go home. And Atlanta would love me all the same.
They would. And you'd be stronger. Because at least you tried it. You knew what was on the other side. And now you can come back. And then I think another risk in there that I'm loving about you, Amber, is you don't care what nobody says. Because some people are like, well, what if I go back? They're going to feel, I'm going to be shamed, or I'm going to feel some kind of way because they're going to know I didn't make it. And you were like, girl, I'm coming back.
I truly only care what I think about me. I'm the only person that has to live in my body and in my shoes and in my head and in my heart. And people's perception of me is none of my business. I would never suffer to look a certain way to somebody who doesn't pay any of my bills.
None.
And doesn't even have enough power to tell me yes or no about anything that I want in life. And so all the time, even when I picked up, and I don't even call it a mistake, and did what I did, that was what I wanted to do. And when I came home, that was what I wanted to do.
Yes.
And I have wonderful support systems. I'm so grateful for everybody who didn't judge me or hope they did it behind closed doors because they know I didn't care. But I truly can only move like that, because then I will have truly regretted somebody else dictating my life, and then I have to live with that. I moved back because so-and-so said I should. They said I wasn't going to make it. Only I can say that.
And let's actually talk a little bit more about alignment, because I heard you say that a couple times. What's your philosophy on alignment?
Alignment to me is intentions and goals, right? You set goals, but your intention is how you get there. Your intention is the GPS, and the goal is the destination. And I think sometimes in life, I've been there before, I have intentions on eating healthy, and then I put McDonald's in my GPS. Where do you think I'm going?
You're going to McDonald's.
It doesn't matter what I intended to do. This is what I choose. And so when you're in alignment, you make choices that go together, not that send you in places you said you didn't want to be, or that you don't feel, but you just end up there somehow. Everything's a choice. And for me, alignment is when my intentions and my goals are aligned, and we're going to the right destination, and for the right reasons.
I love that explanation. In the book, you'll see this with Aaron, but in my personal life, like I have a period of my life where I was like crying in the bathroom at work because it was just so toxic. But what I've realized now in my like grown-up stage is I was out of alignment. Like to your point of growth, one of my biggest values is growth. And I was in a place where I wasn't growing anymore. And then another one is like, I love awe and wonder. And I didn't get any awe or wonder from that job. So I love that definition of alignment. Have there been any other places where you felt like you were out of alignment?
Yeah, that I feel I've only ever been in one toxic work environment. I have been so lucky to really only work with people that I love, and on things that I love, and in the way that I love to work. And the one time that I took a job for money was when I felt the most out of alignment. And it was not only that, but I think I was just growing up at the time. And I think a lot of the times you don't realize how much time you spend trying to make a dream come true, and it's not even your dream anymore.
Tell me more.
Yeah, just there's things that you want, right? You go, oh, I want to be. I'll just keep it really real. I want to be a big time music executive. I want to run the label. I want to be the CEO of the label. Well, yeah, of course, because I want to be on top. Whatever I chose, I want to be the best at it. That's my goal. And then you start experiencing that, and you start living, you start growing up, and you start realizing all the things that you have to sacrifice for that goal. And sometimes you get to see the goal, somebody else living it.
Yeah.
And you get to see that that's not even the life that you want. But you don't know. You're still trying to prove it to yourself and prove it to other people that this dream that I had 10 years ago, I can't let y'all think I didn't get to the finish line.
Didn't do it.
Why
right.
not?
I've been putting all this effort in.
Why not? I don't want that anymore. I think it's your dreams can change. You can upgrade them. You evolve as a person, and it's truly when you keep your career and the things you think you want centered, and stop thinking about how you feel, or just what you have to achieve. That's when you start crying in like a closet for me, or like in the corner office,
And I think a lot of people are going through this shift right now. There's this whole millennial crisis, and they've been working up the ladder and thought that they wanted this situation, and now their life is pivoted into a different direction. And I feel like they needed to hear permission from you. That felt like permission to say,
"Oh, we tired, boss. You don't. I'm not a girl boss. I'm not. That's over. Whatever we were being sold in the early 2000s, it worked. I did it. I'm so proud of my career, but I gave up a lot, and I had a lot of really unhealthy mindsets and toxic things that weren't helping women evolve or young Black women evolve in the business. More so, I feel like taking on the same things that keep us out of the room that men do, and practicing those things to make sure that I get ahead. And I think the whole idea of girl boss, you can sleep when you die, hustle hard, all of that stuff, it was a joke.
mm-hmm.
It was a joke. It made a lot of women, I think about all of the beauties of being a woman as a liability in career. And I think it's created a lot of the toxic work environments that we're in, because everybody is fighting for a position that they don't even want.
Right? They get there and then they're like, is this what I was working for?
And then you're in that position and you're not making an impact, you're not making any change, you're not making it better for anybody else. You're saying, well, I work hard for this, so y'all gotta work hard too.
Yeah.
It's just the girl boss thing is idiotic to me, especially when you leave your personal life and your relationships and all the things that you'll actually, that you have to go home to, and the things that you'll die with in the back burner, like money and career is all that matters. But I've been there, so I'm guilty.
Right? We all have. There's another risk to being able to walk away from the title, or being able to walk away from the life that you built for so long. What would you say about people that are wanting to make this pivot but feeling like, but dang, I worked so hard for this. Can I really leave?
Yeah, I mean, the first thing I'm gonna say is the economy is a mess. So I'm not here to just tell anybody, quit your job,
Girl, you need some money, figure it out. But
but if you find yourself in a position to do so, like I had, you have to. I would have almost been. I would have felt better being broke than how I felt going to that job. And I think that people are. I feel like you can't let yourself get so comfortable that you get comfortable being miserable.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy to me, but I know it's happening. I know that people feel that way, and I think just you need to be aware of your feelings and how you feel versus what you're choosing. And if those two things are not in alignment, you need to choose differently. Like my therapist tells me, like, when you hold something in or you're not in alignment like that shit causes cancer.
Right? Comfort can kill you.
You will be physically, like, you ever just been like really, like hustling, going crazy.
Yeah.
And you could just get sick.
Oh, for sure.
And you're like, I live in LA, it's 90 degrees, how'd I get a cold?
Mm-hmm.
Your body knows.
Your body's like, girl,
sit
be
down.
still. Yes.
Sit down. And trying to work through that, again, something that I used to do. There's only so many signs that you're gonna get.
Yeah.
And he'll give you a lot, actually.
He will.
If you keep making the same bad decision, he'll keep putting you through the same bad stuff.
Test.
Yes.
Like, you didn't learn this yet? Let me try it
again.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really on you. How many
tests I need to send you?
And how many more lives do you have?
Right.
You don't know. And so I think the minute that you get that feeling, you have to choose differently. And I say it doesn't always look like uproot your whole life, but like do something that makes you feel like you again. Do something that makes you feel happy. Just choose different. And that could be baby steps into the new you or the new life or away from this thing. But you must act. I think that's most important.
Mm-hmm.
Do something.
Now, you told us about going back to LA.
Yeah.
So you had this experience where it didn't work out.
Mm-hmm.
Will you tell us about what brought you back?
So what brought me back, I went back. I was working with K Camp and his label, He was doing incredible. And I was getting to travel back and forth to LA with friends and people that I'm comfortable with and in environments that were exciting. And while I was traveling there, I built up a lot of confidence about being able to move that I didn't actually have when I moved the first time. I think that confidence is something sometimes you have to fake until you really feel it.
Right.
And it's worked for me before. It didn't work that time. I had the confidence to move. I sold my couch, but it didn't work that time.
Right.
But as I was traveling back and forth, I was building the confidence up. I was making new friends there. I was going to go visit some of my my homegirls that worked at Revolt, and I would go in their big offices and be like, girl, we came up together. Like, if you can work in these big offices, like, I can do this too, you know? And just seeing myself in a way that I couldn't see myself in Atlanta because we don't have buildings there. When you work in the music industry, you kind of like
working in there. Yeah.
Work from home and around. And I could see myself in LA, and I didn't see myself before. I just put myself there. And so I had actually gotten my job at Spotify while I still lived in Atlanta, which I was really proud of because I never wanted to feel like I had to move to be successful.
Okay.
And so I was able to achieve that, which was very important to me. But I did know that I needed to move to continue to be successful, to continue to grow. Because that to me was like, okay, you did what you could do here.
Yes.
And so I had hatched a plan, girl, and said,
tell me about this plan.
And said, okay, I'm gonna tell the job, like tell Spotify, I'm so much more useful to you guys in LA, and you all are gonna pay for this move, and I'm gonna kill it out here for you. And also, my husband does not live in Atlanta, and so for personal reasons, I didn't tell them that part. For personal reasons,
they didn't need to know that part.
Yeah, this was my intentions. That was the goal. Is that my husband doesn't live in Atlanta, so my life, I feel like needs to be in LA, and I've done the work. I'm in a position to be able to pick up and do that, and I got to do that right now while the opportunity is presenting itself. And so I had a job, and I knew people there already. I had friends. I felt a lot more comfortable, a little bit more comfortable in that environment, enough to say I can do this again.
Yes.
Yeah.
That, again, is the key word that's ringing for me. For a lot of people, there's a risk that they tried in the past, and it didn't work out. And now they need to try again. And I'd love for you to speak to and encourage them. For somebody who needs to try again, what would you say?
I ran track, and I don't know how a bunch of other sports work, but it is one sport where, like, either you won or you lost. You run the race, either you came in first, or you came in second, or you came in sixth, and then there's another race. I have never felt like I don't have another chance to try again. I've never, and I'm running the same race. So if I lost the 400 yesterday, at tomorrow's meet, I'm running the 400 again. I don't get to change my race and say, you know what, since I didn't do that, I'm doing the 4x1. No, you run your race.
Yeah.
And sometimes you win and sometimes you lose. On no occasions do you die. I'm always okay. And so I've never really had a problem trying something or retrying something. I'm Aquarius too, I'll spin the block. I built that confidence up from playing sports, and I've applied a lot of that to my life. It's like, okay, cool, we lost. We'll get up and do it again.
And it's a risk, too, to approach your boss and have a whole plan on why they need to send you somewhere and pay for you.
That's one of those calculated risks I was telling you about. You got to make plans.
Plan it and then go.
You need to, can we say this? Because everybody thinks that a leap of faith means, I'm going to have this great story to tell if I go live in my car. You don't have to do that. I have never tried to have a struggle story. Any struggle that I have was unwarranted and not what I wanted, but I survived it.
Yeah.
Any struggle that I could minimize, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And so knowing, when you go into one of these corporate jobs, knowing what's available to you, knowing what you have access to. I did a lot of research. Okay, how much do they pay for a move? Okay, and so I have this position, and do they need more of me out here? Okay, well, let me put my my case together, and it was as simple as that. And they save on T&E, so I can stop flying from Atlanta to LA. Let me show you what I can do for y'all.
Right. Let me show you how you benefit for this.
But just you especially if you're not in a position where you have to struggle, please don't try to hop on the struggle bus.
Yeah.
Like, make room for, because other people have stuff going on. If you can do something the right way, sit down, make a plan, execute your plan, and go live your life.
The reason why I'm smiling so big is because in the book, I basically give people a plan, and I call it the SMART risk. Because we have SMART goals, and there's like this whole philosophy around taking a SMART goal, but nobody talks about taking a SMART risk. Yeah. And that includes getting clear. Like what you were talking about, I did my numbers, I did my research. That's clarity. Mm-hmm. And then there's this caution part around risk management. You're like, I'm not gonna, if something happens, I'm not gonna fail. I know what happens on the downside. So thinking about that in advance. I love
that SMART risk.
Mm-hmm. And it sounds like that's what you're good at. Like that's what you do. Now tell me about some risks that you're taking now.
That I'm taking now? I mean, right now, I guess I don't consider it risky because I'm always doing something. I love to add a comma to my name, to my title. But I just started a podcast myself. And just, I think the risk I'm taking now is focusing on me. I'm still able to do my job. I do my job at the highest level, at 100%. Just as a person, I'm somebody who was born with 200%. And I, at a point, I think, stopped giving that to my personal life. And I'm not willing to do that anymore. And so I'm very focused on all of the things that, I want to do. I'm getting married soon whenever I make time to plan the wedding.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Because I decided to put a focus on being in a relationship and that being something I wanted, and I treated it like a career that I wanted. Like, you have to be intentional, and I've struggled, I think, a lot saying like, oh, do I want to be a mom? Do I want kids? And again, therapy, thank God for it. It's like, I think the only reason why you've had doubts about that is because some trauma shit you need to work out, like all of us, but also you feel like it's going to stop you. I see so many women killing it. And I'm so glad to have that visibility. Mm-hmm. Cardi B went right on that tour. she had that baby.
Serena was pregnant and she still was winning Grand Slams and things. Yeah.
And that has, again, built that confidence to like, oh, I can do that too. And so I think the risk I'm taking is not putting my life on my life, not my job, not putting my life on hold anymore, because I absolutely can do it all. And a lot of it at the same time. I think I'm a fantastic multitasker. We're going to see.
Mm-hmm. There have been so many like micro risk in that. I'm like, wait, we got to back up a little bit. So I know you said you met your husband when you first moved to, when like this second try. So you came back to LA and then you met him. So it was almost the risk worth taking in that. But what was love like?
I think that, again, when you are aligned, that intentionality creates magic. I have nothing else to call it but magic. I said my husband doesn't live in Atlanta, so I got to get out of here. I was like, I'm going to get on all the apps, and I got on the apps before I got there because I was like, let me see what's going on in LA.
You did, so you took the risk of getting on the apps.
Yeah, I was being very intentional. I wasn't saying no to anything. If somebody wanted to go on a date or something or chat it up, I'd chat with them. I minimize the list. No list. No lists, ladies. No, I don't want to change the subject.
No, tell me.
This is taking a risk. Throw your list in the trash of what you think the person for you looks like. That list, he has to be 6 foot this, tall, dark skin, bright, all of those things. Throw it in the trash. You will never find the person that you write up on that list. And then every person that you come in contact with will not live up to that, and you will not give anybody a chance. And you will be at home on that couch
by yourself.
Uh-huh. That list is a joke. What's really important to you? My risk was throwing out a list and creating my list of non-negotiables. What are things that I am not willing to deal with? Something I will absolutely not put up with. Things that I've put up with in the past that I will not put up with again. Things that are really, really important to me. And no more than 5.
Okay.
Because if it's more than that, I'm the problem. Everybody's going to have flaws. There has to be things I'm willing to put up with because there's some shit someone's going to have to put up with me. Exactly. And so I went into my new dating life like that. I don't know what this man's going to look like, but if he treats me well and he's respectful and, you know, family or all of the things that I wanted, then that must be him. Who am I to say? And so I moved here. As soon as I touched down, I went to Coachella the first day because it was Beyonce Coachella.
Ooh, that was good Coachella.
So I dropped my bags in LA and got in a car, went to Coachella, came back to my place and got a DM from someone that I had worked with before. So I know of them, but never spent time with them. They DM'd me and said, hey, I heard that you moved to LA. You know, let me know if there's, you know, what did he say? Something real. Let me make sure because I'm marrying him.
He was suave line.
Very much like, you know, let me know what your goals are and if there's like anything I can help you achieve. And I was like, that's my kind of talk.
Right. He threw in the goals. Okay.
First of all, I love that. And he's like, well, let me, you know, can we go out sometime? I'm like, yeah, tomorrow. I'm not playing.
Right.
I'm not playing around with anybody.
We're not doing a week from now and a month from now. Tomorrow.
We went to dinner the next day at a lovely place called Pache, same place that we got engaged last year. And the rest was history. And I threw away that list, and the one for me just happened to be a white boy with a man bun. Hey. And I said, thank you.
Right.
Because he's fantastic.
Hey, if he treats you like you need to be treated.
Fantastic.
Oh, I love that.
And I can only imagine how, that's, you know, this, I don't think I've ever had a type, so all my friends would know I'd be lying if I said that. But if I was weighting him against some long composition book of things I thought I wanted, I wouldn't have had that.
Yeah.
All I would have had was a dinner.
You would have had empty couch.
Yeah, it's a risk to be ready to receive what life has to offer you. Mm-hmm. And I think people ask for a lot of things and then complain about what they get back, or they ask incorrectly. I was so open with this risk about everything LA had to offer me, including a man. Yeah. And it happened, all of it, like magic. And so I'm very, very grateful for that.
And has this been in the last, so this is since Beyonce was in Coachella, so that's the last few years?
Yeah. Was it 7 now, 8 years?
Yeah.
It's all happening. It's all working out here. I love it.
All working out for your good.
I won.
See, and what's so cool is you took the risk and then all these things opened up. Yeah. I feel like sometimes people think, well, it's all got to open up first and then I take the risk. But no, you go first.
That's not how it works.
And then you see what happens.
That's how I would have liked for it to work. That sounds like a dream.
Right. but I don't think God is he's like, no.
No, he's got a better sense of humor than that. That's a joke. You have to do your part. Mm-hmm. You have to do your part. There's no magic with no magician. You know, somebody has to.
He's like, when I see you first obey me, then I'll open up what I have for you. And that's not always, but I feel like sometimes for us that are doing big moves and making big decisions, we're not going to have it all.
No, I think it's always. I think it's always. Even with the dating thing, I had to become somebody that I feel like was worthy of the person that I was looking for and the things that I was looking for in a person. It's crazy to show up with all your flaws and be like, but where's this perfect person?
Right.
And so I spent a lot of time getting myself together and seeing who I want to be and making sure I start to show up as that person. So when I met the person for me, they would meet me like that.
Yeah.
Not me that still needed to grow in areas of relationship besides what we would do together. I think that about the job. Like, I know a lot of people with jobs they shouldn't have. I don't enter a job like that. How can I prepare myself to rise to the occasion so I can be the best here, so I can make an impact, so I can do something instead of just be here, you know? And so I think you have to show up too.
You do?
Yeah, for something to meet you.
My book is out! Yes, it's finally here. It's in stores now. In all the places that you buy books, Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, get a copy of The Risk We're Taking for you and a friend. If you all have been thinking about taking a risk, this is the book for you. Erin learns how to take smart risks that change her life, and you can too. See ya. Go get your book. This current role that you're in, what risk do you see? And risk can be reframed into just big decisions or things that you had to think on. But what risk are you taking in your current role, career-wise? And then we can say, okay, now you got engaged. What risk are you taking in your personal life? We talked a little bit about moving towards like thinking about yourself. But are there any in your role in the music industry? Because I know there's some people that are going to be like, wait, you got to ask her this question.
Yeah, I think, well, my actual job, huge risk because I left a really comfortable corporate situation with bonuses and all types of fun stuff to go work with my friends and actually own something. You know, equity is important. And again, when we talk about that dream you're chasing, I've been working in the music industry for 15 years to be at the top of a company that I don't own.
That part.
So when I leave, I just go home with some Billboard articles.
And if you do that and you're not loving it, because if you're doing it and you're loving it, good. But if you do that and you're not loving it, then what are you there
Unhappy, for? I don't own anything. And whether I decide to leave or y'all kick me out, I'm going home with nothing. That's crazy. Not worth 15 years of your life. And so I took a huge risk for the reason that equity is important to me. And I work hard. I'll work harder. Mm-hmm. I'm a very hard worker, but I own this. The bottom line is up to me and my partners. And so it's a different type of work. And I've been with them for 4 years, but it's been exciting the whole time having that level of responsibility and making it another year every year. It feels really good.
I mean, when you're the business owner, you're like, are the numbers working out? The numbers numbering?
It feels good to be able to if you can pay everybody, all the salaries every month and still have another year in this music thing to sign artists and do all of that. It feels really good.
What makes you all different? Like, I've done some research, but I'd love to hear from your.
What makes LVRN different? We care, and we care because we own it. It's ours. We're not working for some man who, comes down and says hi to everybody every now and then and does the town hall. This is our baby. And my 5 partners who I work with, we're all friends. I've known the majority of them since I was 16 years old. I care about their success. I just became a partner in their business 4 years ago, and I care about their business like it's my baby too. And we put that same level of care and passion into our artist projects and the things that we work on and become responsible for. Like everything has to win. We have to win. Mm-hmm. There's nothing, there's no fallback. And that level of uncomfortability in business is thrilling to me and really, really fun.
Do you all have any new fun or exciting things that you've been excited about?
Yeah, of course. We always, excited about my artist. I'm excited about Odile. He's a British-Nigerian R&B artist that we signed. He's amazing. He's about to go on tour with Summer Walker, who, that's our girl. We have a rapper from Atlanta named Belly Gang Cushington, one of my favorite, yes.
Really? Where's the Cushington? That sounds like Bridgerton to me.
I'm like, don't ask.
Okay.
No, he is awesome, and he makes me feel like I'm 21 again in the music business. Just so excited, loves coming up with ideas, down for whatever, within reason and on brand. But he wants to win, and I love to see that in an artist because it's hard for me to align and understand, someone who's like taking up space in this industry or any industry that they love, and they're not trying to win. Yeah. Just getting an opportunity to share your art with the world is something that everybody would want. And I see people get up on that stage and not know what to do when the light hits them. Mm-hmm. And I think we have some really special artists that are, like stepping into their light. And if I can help in any way.
Right, let's go. Yeah.
That's what I'm excited about every day.
I always say, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. The fact that you're gonna put yourself out there into the world, like you gotta come with your all. Yeah. Like, let's be number one. Same with the book. If we're gonna do it, we're gonna do New York Times. If we're gonna do something else, we're gonna be the best. Yeah. So I love that. So we just talked about, is it Cushington?
Yes.
Will you tell me, what does it take to develop an artist and break a new artist or break
my favorite question. It's changing right now. it's getting harder to develop. Well, sorry, it's getting harder to break artists. The development is still the same. I think it starts with signing an artist that knows who they are. Gone are the days of being able to tell an artist who they're going to be and how to show up. You can't control the media enough. You can't control social media to have someone appear in a way that they're not, the way that you used to. I missed that part of the music business. I wasn't old enough. But now everything's on the internet, and your audience cares as much about what song you put out as they do what you brush your teeth with. It's very different. And so I think, finding an artist who's truly authentic is number one. It's very hard to do when you get them in here and they're super talented, but now they don't know who they are, who they want to be, or how they want to present themselves, but the lights are already on.
Yes.
Other than that, what their message is. What are you saying? And how are you saying it in a way that's unique from the 500,000 other people that put out songs today? It's different.
And they put theirs on YouTube. So how are you going to stand out?
Perspective is important. I think, SZA and Summer Walker are able to both live at the same time and make art because SZA says, "What's wrong with me?" and Summer says, "What's wrong with you?"
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's two very important messages for women, navigating love and relationships in life, but from two perspectives that are valuable and can live in parallel like this. So you can't come and say exactly what SZA's saying. We got SZA at
Right.
home. So that having a unique perspective is very important. Obviously, there's a look, having a look that stands out. My artist, Belly Gang Cushington, is a biracial man with a big red beard and a little round stomach, and you would not miss him in a lineup. He is.
I can't wait to see him.
I can't wait to show you him. He is very uniquely him. Freckles
that.
all over his face. He's just the quintessential ginger with an Atlanta accent, and that is immediate when you see him. And then the talent behind it is just like the icing on the cake,
What kind of music does he sing? Like, what's his sound?
It's rap. He's a rapper, but very he loves rapping on he'll take old Jay-Z samples, and he's very introspective, and he's had a crazy life. His mom's white, his dad's black. His mother, dealing with drugs and whatnot, gave him up when he was a baby. He's raised by his dad and his grandma, and is now raising his own son who's autistic and figuring out parenting without having had that structure in his own life. And he puts a lot of that in his music. Again, a perspective and something
different perspective.
Yeah, and he has something to share with the world that's important and that's going to make other people feel seen or make people understand. Again, there's people having some real struggles out here. Be happy for the life that you have. But those are kind of those core things of artist development, where if you don't get authenticity, perspective, and that look down, we're already starting
on the wrong road.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. Been there. Not to say you can't figure it out, but it's a whole lot easier when somebody is who they say they are.
And this is slight divergent from the podcast, but is it easy to make money now with music? Because it feels like it's harder.
Let me answer this from everybody's side. I think for artists, I don't want to invalidate anybody's experience and say it's so easy to make money as an artist, but there are more ways. I appreciate all the artists that are getting into podcasting or live streaming. There's brand deals now that are, for TikTok. It's not like you have to be in a big Super Bowl commercial to have a brand deal.
That's true.
There's so many opportunities for D2C for you to make money off of your own merch and really create things. I think there's more ways to make money for an artist. You don't have to only rely on if people stream your music. Some people, music doesn't get streamed, but they can sell out a show. So then touring is your business, So lots of different ways. I think as a label, we make money off the streaming.
Yeah.
So somebody needs to listen to this.
Please, somebody needs to download this streaming.
Come on in, and we're an independent label as well. So we invest everything into our artists in the hopes that it all comes back and we create superstars. So that's a risk.
That's a risk we're taking.
But when it works out, it works out. And not only monetarily, but You have no idea of what it feels like to have help somebody change their life by helping them share their art.
I can't wait to see like this ginger and this red beard and a belly rapping, and to know Amber helped him.
Yes,
Like,
I love helping him every day. What crazy stuff are we doing today?
Yeah,
Because I see we signed him last year, and his life's already different. You know, he's able to take care of his son in a different way, provide him other resources, and he just told me that his son was nonverbal autistic, and he just started talking, and like just things like that, being able to be a part of somebody's life like that, but make sure that, like, you know, he has a lot of comfort in his life, not because like, oh, I have money. Money to a lot of people is freedom.
yeah.
You know, freedom to choose, freedom to have more resources, and freedom to take care of your family, whatever that may be. So I'm just really proud to see him grow and be performing at Rolling Loud, but also to see how it's like really changed his life. Yeah.
Money gives you options.
Yes. There you go.
And
That's why you're the author.
That's the freedom piece. It's not even that they just want freedom, because that's such a like cliche word. It's that they want optionality.
Yeah.
Like, if I want to work, I can, but I don't have to. It's not a must.
And
or
I
if
can
I
pick the
want to
best
choose
things.
this, I can do, yeah. For my child, for the child with autism, if I want to make sure that he's in the best schools or in the best program, I can. That's what money allows you to do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So we're gonna go. I'm gonna switch us into this rapid fire. But I did want to ask one more just Black woman thing, if that's okay.
Ask.
So you know right now that a lot of Black women we're doing like a mix of things. We're either pivoting because we're deciding that we don't want to work as hard and do the thing, or maybe we're getting pushed out of a job. So there's like unemployment, and we're still having to pivot. But what I loved is in your story, you said there was a woman who gave you her job. And I want to speak to that of how do we encourage people to think about the folks behind them? Like, if you're leaving a role, how do you set somebody else up to still flourish in their life?
One, you have to care about that. As I said, I think a lot of people come to jobs and they don't think about the impact that they want to leave. And as a Black woman, I think that the main thing, the most important thing to me is if I was the first or the only in the room, I will not be the last. And if you are in there and you don't change that, that's on you, because you had the opportunity. If nobody else was going to do it, it was supposed to be you.
It's your role. Mm-hmm.
That's a power and a responsibility that I don't take lightly, and I don't think anybody should. If they get in the door, it's hard enough to get in the door. If you get in there, make sure that you keep it open. But you have to care about that. And being smart. Like you said, having smart goals, smart risk. When you're in a job, setting people up. The job that I left before I came to LVRN, about maybe it was a year before I left, I had brought somebody in that I loved working with. I thought was fantastic at their job. It was a Filipino man that I work with. And there wasn't a lot of people of color on our team at all. And I wanted to set him up for success, because I knew I wasn't going to be there much longer. But I'm like, not only is the team in good hands, the company's going to be in good hands. I don't care that nobody knew about my big plan. This person knows that this is for you.
Yeah.
Because shit's not going to go to shit just because I'm not there. That's not my wish for anything. But also just, the hiring people, even at LVRN. I think on my team, I have only hired Black women. My assistant's a Black woman. My head of digital is a Black woman. Even when I hire consultants, like I care.
Yeah.
If you don't care, you won't think about it. You'll only be thinking about yourself. And that's kind of as easy as I can answer that. When you have the power to do something, you should use your power. It goes to waste.
And I'm glad you said that, because right now we're in a world where sometimes we can get so overwhelmed and we're thinking about ourselves so much and how we need to pivot, we forget to set it up for everybody else. And I'm glad that you were like, no, if you have the power, use it.
You get that back too. in so many ways. And so because people have done that for me, and I've seen how they've continued to flourish in life, they didn't lose anything by helping me. And so I know I would never lose anything by helping another person, as long as they don't embarrass me. You gotta make sure
that part, you gotta come prepared.
Be careful who you help.
Don't mess us up. Right.
Okay, because you bring somebody in and they'll make it the last person in the room. But say all that to say, yeah, I've never lost anything by helping somebody else and just reaching back. That's not been my experience, and I wouldn't create that experience for somebody else.
And a little bit of a pivot before we do our rapid fire. How is your podcast going? How has it been like starting that new adventure?
That is fun and exhausting, and really, how can I say, just like I feel like it's like a big outlet for me to do all the things that I've ever wanted to do. I enjoy having, a lot of times artists, when they do interviews, they don't get an opportunity to share anything besides their music. There's so many artists that are so smart. They have fantastic stories. They have perspective. They're very intellectual, but there's not a lot of spaces for an artist or influencer, anybody, just to sound smart. And so I just wanted to have better conversations like this one right here. Then tell me about your album and, good luck. And it's been great to see how much people are willing to share and how responsive people are to hearing how much people have to share. It's just been awesome. Thank you for asking.
Of course. No, this is a new adventure for me too. And I mean, yours has been around for much longer.
Much longer, girl. I just started. What? Listen, I came up in here and was like, what kind of camera is that? And because I'm right at home.
Team, if y'all want to help Amber,
hello. I'm like, I don't have that little waffle thing on my lights. What does that do? Y'all are killing it. You have a fantastic setup. It's going to be amazing.
Thank you. And thank you for being here, because it's just like your story has been amazing. It's great to see other Black women that are in powerful positions and have worked their way up. But then you do it as a boss, and you step with authority. And I love that you're not afraid to have your authority. You're like, no, this is what I want. I'm able to speak up for what I want. That, we need to see more of that. We need to see people that are taking courageous risk, but at the same time, you do it with a plan. Yeah.
And as a human being, because I've cried in the bathroom too. And I don't ever want anybody to get it twisted. Oh, she's so confident. She's fearless. No, I'd be scared about stuff. I faked confidence before. It didn't work out, remember? It doesn't stop me. I think that's the most important part. I want to make sure, my goal now is to make sure people aren't only seeing the highlight reel. That's how that stupid girl boss stuff happened. Yeah. Everything's amazing. Everything's not always amazing, but you'll be okay. I'm okay. You good?
Right. I'm good.
Good. Yeah, the girl in your book, you don't have to tell us the ending, but she gonna be okay?
She better than she was.
Okay. Every time. That's all.
And that's as long as you're just a little bit better than you were before, it may not be
that's
amazing.
Called growth.
Yes. And intentionality. All right, you ready for these questions?
No, I'm not. What is it? They did not prepare me for a game.
This is rapid fire, and y'all, I'm gonna put this blanket over my lap because I got my little sexy out. But they don't need to see all the thigh meat today. Yeah, so we're for all the church ladies who were like, "Baby, where is your cloth?" All right, here we go. So. I'm gonna pick a good one for you.
I'm scared.
Ooh. Okay, this one might be a little tough. You ready?
Okay.
What's something you're pretending you're okay with?
Oh, that is tough. I think that I have a fantastic therapist. His name is Dr. Teri, and he believes that therapy ends. And I love that mentality, especially as somebody who was like, I don't need to go to therapy. I know everything. And then I didn't. And so we ended because I had a real growth, moment with him. And we were in a good place. And he was like, I came to him, and he is expensive, and said, we don't have nothing to talk about anymore. And he sent me on my way. And I love that. And I think there's some things that I went through later last year. I need to go talk to him. And I think I've been pretending that I don't need to go back because we completed, but I think I do.
Thank you for being vulnerable to share that. Because there's quite a few of us that, because we don't want to pay the bill, we're like, you know what? I'm so glad that the therapist doesn't want to talk to me. Yeah. But we know we got some things that we still need to talk about.
Yeah, and I might just need to sit with him. Mm-hmm. I might not even say anything, but I might just need to sit with him. He has that type of energy, but I've been pretending, like, no, I'm okay. I have it figured out. I got all the tools from last time.
Yeah.
I'm calling him up after this. Thank you.
You're welcome. I like being that spark to go to the therapist.
Yeah, like you kind of did too much.
You're like, and Teri made
you really need to relax.
Teri made me call you. Ooh.
I hate when you do that.
And you know what? Okay, to make it fair,
okay,
I'll answer this one too.
Okay, thank you.
That way we can both be vulnerable.
A generous queen.
You're welcome. No. All right, so here we go. Have you ever had to become the villain in someone else's story to save your own? I know, it's hard.
You wrote these questions?
No, my team did. If you feel like you can't answer.
You answer first.
Okay. You know what? I think mine is around, okay, if I'm completely honest, I didn't grow up seeing good bosses. I was in a lot of toxic work environments where we like worked, didn't sleep, just to get the job done. Like I went from right out of college, I was consulting, I had interned in investment banking, and then even though I went into education, I worked for a company where everything was like go, go, go. So later on, I actually pivoted and went into ministry.
Wow.
Yeah, and I was working for this after-school ministry in Chicago. But I have to admit that I wasn't the best boss. Like I was still kind of bringing what I had seen as a boss into their environment. And if I'm completely honest, I made their environment probably just as toxic as the ones that I had come from before. And I just didn't know any better. Like that's just how I work. And so I'm getting better. I actually think it's something I still am learning. Because, you know, we talk about relationships, like you haven't seen parents that are good. Sometimes you haven't seen like a work environment that's good either. As a boss. And so you're trying to make it up as you go. So to those staff members, I apologize. That didn't seem very like genuine, but just know I am working through it and I acknowledge that I'm trying to get better every day.
It did seem genuine.
Okay, good.
It's so funny that you bring that up. I'm having like the thing that came up for me instantly is the complete opposite in my mission to be the best boss. Because I've had some bad bosses, you can never be all things to everybody. And so immediately when you said it, you know, I've had a situation that don't need to go into it, where, you know, an employee felt unsafe because of another employee. And in order to protect them and make sure that they didn't deal with any retaliation or anything like that, I had to make a decision that made the other person feel like I was, you know, a bitch, if I can cuss on here. Mm-hmm. And so me being the villain in their story, I'm like, she doesn't want to see me win. She doesn't want to see me grow. She's, you know, taking staff from me, meant everything to the other person because they couldn't say the things that they needed to say. And so I took that for them so that they could feel protected at work. And I was like, to one person, I'm leaving here a bad boss. To the other person, I hope, you know, one of the best bosses that they've ever had. And that's just, you cannot be all things to all people.
Never.
You have to choose, and I chose.
And I'm glad you chose the way you chose, but what's so hard in those situations is you can't control the narrative of what someone else says, and you can't control like what they're going to say about you. So you don't know if they're going to go and talk bad, and you're like, but what you don't know, like you don't know all the other things behind the scenes. So that's
leadership.
That is.
You have to make and business, owning a business. Your staff will never understand what you're dealing with. They don't know what the board just said on the call.
Yes.
They're just like, what's the problem? I did my job. I'm like, girl, we broke. You know, whatever, right. You know, and you know, it's not your job to tell them, you know, any type of bad news that they don't need to know. It's your job to make sure that you can pay them so they can continue to live in La La Land and do the job that keeps the business running. But no one knows when the business owner is crying in the closet.
Yes.
You're trying to be strong for everybody, and that's true leadership to me, is that you know.
Yeah.
Everybody else's perception can't matter. You know.
True story. So this is when I was assistant principal of the elementary school. I had a
She on 6 jobs. I'm counting.
girl, I'm
You've
Nigerian.
lived a life.
Girl, we have a ton of jobs, and every time I have one job, I got another backup side hustle job. We got,
I'm keeping a log. Go ahead.
right. In this life, I have lived about 15 lives. But true story, just in exactly what you're saying. So I remember being in the office. My boss is sitting next to me at like this table in my office. One of my staff members comes into my office and she is venting. You must be so crazy. Me and the janitor feel like you are so crazy because, and this is what happened. I see your eyes right now. You're like, wait, what? So what had happened is she had asked for a day off and I had told her no. And so she came yelling at me because she felt like I'm so insensitive. You know, how could you not let me go and have this day off? She walks out of the office, and then my boss looks at me. What she didn't know is that my boss had just told me if she takes another day off, I'm firing her. But she yells at me because all she sees is what I did to her.
That's what I mean by you were protecting.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know what all you had going on at these jobs.
Craziness.
But even when I appreciate and respect you saying you were not always the best boss, but I know you tried because I hear that you did. You can only do so much. You protected her, and she'll never know, but you know.
Yeah.
So maybe not the best boss, but a great leader, you should be able to live with that.
Leadership. Go us. Okay, last one. Okay, let me find a good one. And I liked us both answering, so I won't leave you hanging. Now that I know I'm answering too, I'm over here filtering.
Yeah, see? Good.
See, I can't do that.
I haven't heard one of those oohs.
Right. Oh, this is a good one. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Have you ever stayed somewhere too long because you prayed for it? Or I can even, well, do you have an answer for that already?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah. My first job. My
Tell
first
me
job. I never stayed long again. I don't know how much you know about me, but I have a thing about I'm quitting a job. I'm moving on. Once my task is complete or I'm not happy, on to the next thing, because I'll never do that again. My first job, I worked at Def Jam. I was an executive assistant, and I gave my entire life to that job, like everything. I put anything. It didn't matter what it was, mom, relationships, my health, everything, because I said I wanted to work in the music business, and if I got an opportunity to do it, I was going to do it. And I did it at the expense of everything. And I did it for a long time without really seeing the growth that I should have seen for being somewhere for 5 years, without, I feel like, having any real investment in myself as an employee who was laying it all on the line and willing to die for a job. And to the point that I had to leave because I felt, unappreciated. And so I remember exactly what every year and month and day of that felt like. Every day that I stayed too long, and that, it's over for that. At everyone else's expense too, because I'm out if I'm not feeling it.
Now we can be true to ourselves. Like, we've had that learning experience, and now we know. There's no reward for the weary. Like, you don't get rewarded for staying in something that's killing you.
Nope.
On mine, since I said I would answer two.
Thank you. I didn't forget.
Right. You're like, no, Terry, we're not ending this. You said, I think I'm going to go personal route. For me, it was probably Puerto Rico. I love Puerto Rico. I was there. I told you I was there for 5 years, and then like I've lived. I feel like all over the island. Like I've had a beautiful house over here, and then I moved over to this part of the island, and then I built this house, and then I built. So now even I bought this home. I feel like I'm telling more of my business on my own podcast. Well, welcome.
Look, I'm like,
Right.
say more.
But I invested in this like beautiful dream home that I thought like, this is gonna be the one, like I'm gonna be here for a long time, because I move a lot. I don't know, the next opportunity, I end up going to a new city. I feel like every year it felt like I was moving somewhere new. And this one was the one that, you know, I designed the floor plan. It's 2 stories, and we built this beautiful 2-story bookcase, and I did all the things and put the decorators, and now I'm moving again. Mm-hmm. But I mean, I think I overstayed my time in Puerto Rico, and it's time to move. And even though I prayed for that house and I prayed for all the things, it's time to move, and that's okay. Yeah.
Did you move?
That's mine. I did.
We wouldn't be here doing this podcast if you didn't do that. So thanks.
Right. Because it takes a whole 24 hours to get here from Puerto Rico, so I can't go nowhere. Well, thank you so much, Amber. Thanks for your time today. It's been an utter pleasure getting to know you better.
I could say the same. I know a lot about you now.
Right. You're like, this little girl who's in Puerto Rico.
I'm about to get your whole resume.
That is fine. That is fine. Well, thank you all for joining us. This has been The Risk We're Taking. I'm your host, Teri Ijeoma, and I will see you next time.